Hey everyone, are you ready for the wrap up of my 11th annual LTK conference? I hope so, because that's why I'm here. So I'm just going to start off by saying I have a feeling, and you'll know because you're watching this after I've edited it, this is going to be a long one. I usually am pretty prepared with notes about what I want to say, and I do have some. But I just feel like I haven't sat and talked and just chit-chatted with y'all. Normally I'm like, here's outfit 1, here's outfit 2. I'm getting you the information. I know you have better things to do with your time than sit with me all day, but I just feel like hanging back with you guys. So we're gonna ignore the fact that I look like I have been dragged through a hedge backwards. My hair is, I just washed it. It's very fluffy. My eyes are down to here. I'm so tired. We will get into why I feel like I am half dead, but I really am excited to talk to you about all the things I did and saw. Yes, of course, what I wore, obviously. The LTK conference is first and foremost a fashion show. Okay, it's not. It is. And even the just horrible spray tan that I'm going right after this. I'm going to scrape everything off and start all over. If you are not familiar with what the LTK conference, which they call LTK Con, if you don't know what that is, LTK started life as reward style and morphed its way into Like to Know It and then LTK. And basically it is an affiliate market company that allows me and 15,000 other creators, influencers, whatever you want to call us, to make a living. They're the ones that make the software available to us to create affiliate links. They also are sort of the go-between for brands and influencers. I prefer creator, but they call us influencers, to have collaboration sponsored content. And then every year, well, for the last 12 years, they invite their top performers on the platform as well as some up-and-coming people they see promise in to attend their yearly conference in Dallas. They've been doing this for 12 years in person. I joined LTK right after the first one, so I have been now attending for 11 years. And so I've been seeing the same faces pretty much every year, and then of course meeting new people every year. So it's a lot of fun because most of us are operating in a vacuum. I'm talking to you in my kitchen. There is nobody here. It can be kind of a lonely job. So this is the one time a year, if I get invited, that I get to see other women in my field. We get to talk about what's going on in our industry and then catch up with each other, because over the years we've become friends. We talk via social media and texting and phone calls, but being in person is a lot of fun. I'm going to walk you through each day of the conference and we will talk about the outfits and generally what I did. And if you're interested in the actual outfit details, definitely check the description box, which is somewhere under my head. And then I will take all that info and also pin it to the top of the comments and include it in there. I'm going to list mostly Instagram handles for all the women that I met, because I think 99.9% of the women who attend this conference, their main platform is Instagram. And then there's a tiny handful of us who our main platform is YouTube. I decided to go a few days early so I would have time to, 1, get settled in, and 2, have a little extra time to meet up with friends. So Michael and I drove up together. Michael is my husband, if you weren't aware. He does not actually attend the conference. I think he would rather lay down in the middle of the street and wait for a truck to run him over. But he loves going because he gets to play golf for 3 days straight and I don't bug him about it. So I go off and do my LTK conference stuff and he goes to different golf courses in the Dallas metro area. So we drove up Friday night. So let's talk about my travel outfit. This dress, if you're a regular viewer, should look a little familiar because I've worn it as a travel outfit before. This one I picked up during the anniversary sale at Nordstrom. It's still on the website, comes in black and white. And the reason I love it, it's got the built-in padded bra. So it's just one less thing I have to worry about. The skirt is wrinkle resistant. It's super comfortable. It's easy to layer over. It has great pockets and it transitions well if I want to go out to dinner or somewhere when I get to my destination. So still one of my all-time favorite travel outfits. Have to give a shout out to the Quince luggage set. I didn't even try to constrain my packing. I'm driving. I can throw in as much as I want in the car. So I packed the entire Quince set. I had the large, the medium, check-ins, and then the front flap carry-on. Still absolutely loving them. So when we got in town, I saw Lisa D1 first off. She also came in early. And one of the things I did bring along was a case of Diet Coke for Lisa to have in her room since I was driving and she's flying. And we did not want her wandering around downtown Dallas looking for Coke. We will talk about that in a second. So I got checked in, hung up all my stuff, steamed everything for the week, so I was settled in, and then Michael and I decided to walk down to Campisi's, which is an Italian restaurant. It's like a little chain in Dallas. Literally not even a full block from our hotel. And we are in downtown Dallas. This is important. If you are planning on traveling to downtown Dallas and you have a choice of where you can stay, don't stay there. It's always been a little sketchy. Well, not always, but lately it's been a little sketchy. It is downright dangerous. The homeless people that are down there are aggressive. We were followed. We were shouted at. We were touched. We had to step over a lot of pee, human excrement. It's just not safe. There was actually a woman there the night before, or the day before, we didn't know this until a couple of days later, broad daylight, standing at a stoplight waiting for the light to change, who was hit in the back of the head with what looks like a shovel by a homeless person, and then she just planted face down on the street, and the guy just kept on walking. It was all caught on camera. Even the hotel staff was saying, just to walk a block, get an Uber, or we could drive you in the hotel shuttle. And I just wore what I had on in the car. And then I brought along my Marnie satchel in the original tan color. The Beachwood, I believe, is sold out now. It is the best travel bag. I could wear it as a crossbody, and then for dinner, I was just carrying it by its handle. Fit all the things I needed. I selfishly designed that bag for precisely that purpose for myself. But I'm glad a lot of you are also enjoying it. Day 2, so that would be Saturday. I didn't have any convention stuff. The convention itself didn't officially start until Sunday afternoon. So Saturday was wide open, and Michael and I ended up going to North Park Mall. I have never seen a mall that busy in my life. It looked like Black Friday from the 90s. It was so nice. I mean, normally when I'm at the mall, you could roll a bowling ball down the middle of the mall and not hit anyone. So it was really nice to see wall-to-wall people doing their shopping, doing their thing. We went to their Nordstrom because it was just easy to get in there, park right there. We grabbed lunch in the Nordstrom restaurant. We met my friend Juan Kim and her husband and their adorable baby. They were also at Nordstrom doing things, so they stopped by the restaurant to say hi, and then I actually ran down to the shoe department, not to shop for myself. My friend Jen, who you'll hear more about, she was flying in and messaged me and asked, by any chance you going to Nordstrom? I need a pair of flats. It was the most insane shopping experience I've ever had. I was FaceTiming her from the shoe department, showing her the different shoes on my feet, and I should have bought them for I really like them. They're a black mesh. You're seeing them here. Anyway, there may be another order placed. But for a shopping day, I just wanted something loose and easy, and if I was going to try on some pants, I wanted something I could just pull on really easily, so I decided to wear this. Technically, it's a midi dress. I'm not a tall person, so it's closer to a maxi dress on me. This is the original version that has inspired many more budget-friendly options. I'm not saying you need to get this one, but if you are curious as to why this one is so much more expensive, the material is amazing. It doesn't wrinkle. It holds its shape. Do you need the $350? No, but that's what I was wearing. And then a crossbody is essential for going to the mall. It was really fun to be in a mall, and they had all these high-end designers and a fully loaded Neiman Marcus, and even the Nordstrom had designer stuff that our Nordstrom doesn't have. I actually did not buy anything for myself, but it was fun to walk around and just look at all the things. Now, Saturday night, I did actually have concrete plans. I had met a number of women through different events that Avara has held over the years, and so one of those women, Cindy Swanson, organized a little happy hour at a lounge. It's called Lounge 31. It's above Bistro 31 in Highland Park Village. And if you know anything about Highland Park or Highland Park Village, what comes to mind for me is like very proper, very elegant ladies who lunch, country club kind of ladies, quiet luxury. And that was not the scene at Lounge 31. It was a club. We're talking pounding music, beautiful people, professional athletes, and then a table full of middle-aged women watching the whole thing. It was hilarious. But the highlight, possibly of not just the trip, but my entire year, was as I was walking up to go into the lounge, I got carded, and I thought he was kidding. And I just was like, yeah, whatever. Who paid you? And I just kept walking. He literally like physically stopped me and said, I need to see an ID. I think you have to be 30 or something to go. Anyway, so that was nice, and I did get him on tape. I'm at a club in Highland Park, and I got carded.
She did. I for sure thought she was like,
he asked for my ID. So this now is my absolute favorite place. I'll tag it later. You made my year. So I'm really glad that Cindy organized that. It was nice to see old friends try to catch up. It was super loud in there, so we were screaming at each other. So that was the beginning of the end for my voice there. I met some new people who were lovely. And then after that, everybody had different dinner plans. We all kind of scattered. My dinner plans were reuniting with what I'm calling the Fab Four: Lisa D1, Kelly, and Christina from Mommy's Makeup and Moscato. And so we all met back at the hotel, and then we decided to Uber over to a hotel a couple blocks over to have dinner there. And even the Uber experience was scary because it was slow going with the traffic, and when you got at a stoplight, people were coming up to the windows and banging on the windows. If you are especially like a single, like a woman traveling alone, just avoid downtown Dallas. If you don't have a reason to be down there, go somewhere else. As far as the outfit goes, I actually didn't buy a ton of new stuff for this conference. I wanted to really wear what I already have and enjoy. There were some specific events I needed some new things, which you will see. But I have this dress in the linen version, and then this is the cotton version. I actually ordered the tucker-neck version of this dress thinking I would wear that, and I like the Amazon one better, so I sent the tucker-neck one back. It comes in a ton of colors, and I think it's even great for fall. I've seen it worn with knee-high boots, so you can make it a little bit warmer and drape a big cardigan over you. So there's ways to bring it into fall. I absolutely love it. So now we're 2 evenings in, and I need to stress that not only is downtown Dallas not safe, it's very noisy. So every night until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, there is drag racing going up and down these little city streets, super loud, and it's like an echo chamber with all the tall buildings, and then there's sirens going. So even though I was exhausted and every night was a late night, you can't sleep. So that's why I look like death. Day 3 is Sunday. It's check-in day, but I didn't have anywhere official to be until 3 o'clock when the check-in process began. So I met up with another friend, Sarah, also known as Hot and Humid. I've mentioned her many times here before. So she drove and picked me up, and we decided to go to lunch in Highland Park Village. Again, did actual no shop. I bought nothing. Did I buy anything other than like food? Nope. Didn't buy a thing. We just went up there. There are a couple really cool restaurants that I've always wanted to eat at. Probably should have thought about Sunday lunchtime. It's a little busy. There was a wait everywhere. So we ended up having lunch at Bird Bakery. I would have been happy at Whataburger. I just want to hang out with my friends and catch up. And so that is exactly what we did. And then we walked around just a tiny bit, and we ended up running into a whole posse of home influencers, and we were just chit-chatting. And it's really fun because obviously we both do similar things, but what we talk about and the different brands that we work with and stuff are very different. So it was just really interesting to talk shop with a bunch of women who do things just a little differently, and it was a ton of fun. And the whole time I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna do a YouTube wrap up. Is there a polite way to be like, hey, can we all get a picture together so I can show everybody who I met? But I didn't, so I'm sorry guys. No picture of the group meetup in Celine, which was pretty funny. The outfit I was wearing, so you've seen this outfit before. I loved it so much, and I got such a great response on Instagram. I'm like, all right, I'm wearing that at the conference. And that adjustable belt that you see there, I have now learned it is inspired by Hermes, but it also looks a lot like a Celine belt. So I'm standing in there, and the girls are like, oh, is that a Celine or an Hermes belt? I'm like, no, it's from Amazon. I think it might be inspired by Celine. And then one of the girls who's way more into designer stuff, and she goes, it's Hermes. I'm like, okay, well, it's Amazon, so. It was a really, really good lookalike, I'll tell you that. But anyway, we got back to the hotel, and then we went back down to the lobby where you check in for the conference. They give you your folder with your agenda and like all the things you need to know. They give you your big swag bag. LTK conference always gives all the attendees a big bag of goodies. So this year's bag was the base weekender bag. I think it's the mini one. It was all like LTK branded stuff. Very, very cute. The bag is amazing. I get it now. I get why base is loved by so many. I'm very excited about the bag. Also super excited about the LTK branded bathrobe. I don't know. I thought it was really cute. They do branding very, very well. LTK they branded the whole hotel. I don't think I have pictures of it, but I mean, obviously branding on the mirrors and the elevators, the pillows, the key cards, behind the check-in desk. I mean, that LTK symbol was everywhere. It's kind of amazing. Okay, so day 3, you have your check-in, that's Sunday afternoon, and then the first official event was a happy hour hosted by a brand called Dynamite, which I had never heard of, which is one of the fun things about the conference is you do learn about other brands. So actually, these earrings and this really cool necklace was in the little swag bag that they handed out at the end of the party. The theme was quiet luxury, and when I did my Avara haul, I shared the brown kind of mock turtleneck dress, and I was thinking that was what I was going to do for quiet luxury, and then I decided This is an influencer event. I'm not blending in. I'm wearing the bright pink dress. And the other reason I decided to wear that one is I'm really, really comfortable in it. And that had been my first choice, so I decided to stick with it. So first was the happy hour event. Everyone at the LTK conference is invited to it. You get to mingle and talk to people. And I was reunited with my friend Huang Kim. She is, we've been friends for years. We met actually at a Kendra Scott brand trip in 2020, and we've stayed very close ever since. And then on from 9 to 5 Chic, she and I met at the very first conference that I attended. This is the 12th conference, but we missed a few years for COVID, so I can't even do the math. She has been to one more conference than me. She was at the very first conference, and then I joined LTK like a month later. So she's the literal OG of the LTK conferences. So it's fun to catch up with her because when I met her, she didn't even have any kids yet, and now she has a daughter who I believe is 11 and a little boy, and it's just kind of fun to see everybody grow up together. So there was the happy hour hosted by Dynamite that everyone at the conference was invited to, but then right after that, I was invited to a private dinner that was hosted by GiGi New York to celebrate the launch of Jen from Hot Off the Rack, her latest bag release with them. She's been, I think this might be her 5th bag that she's designed for GiGi New York, and that was a private dinner that was held at the Monarch restaurant that's at the top of the hotel. So dinner reservations were at 8. In my world, at 8 o'clock, I'm in my pajamas. We get there at 8. The restaurant's kind of running behind. I don't think we got to our table until 8:30 or 8:45. We had to do group picks and that kind of thing first. They didn't start serving dinner till 9:30, and I'm like, it was amazing because I think there were only, how many people are in that picture? I don't know, there were 8 of us, I think, at the dinner all in, and with the representative from GiGi New York, and the women were amazing, and I would have loved to stay all night and talk to them, because we're all coming from different parts of the country, all do slightly different things. It's just so neat to meet new people and learn how they do their business. And this bag, this is the bag. This is the Beck Sling bag. It has a big pocket here. Has a really nice, I've been wearing it today. And then the strap, you wear it like that. And then it also has the big webbing strap that I have on my Marnie bag as well. It's such a good everyday running around bag, great travel bag. You can actually fit stuff in it. But anyway, it was amazing. The swag at that was amazing. You'll be seeing me share it, as I wear outfits and stuff like that. But I was dying. I did not get back up to the room until 11:30. I had been up since about 5:30 that morning, not slept. Now we're going on 2 nights of no sleep. So I could just feel myself just, this is not going well, and the actual conference has not even started yet. Okay, we are on to day 4, which is Monday, and this is actually the first official full day of the conference where you're actually there to go to meetings and learn things in classrooms. So I decided this year I wanted to have a more business-like look, at least the first day. And so I was looking for different suits and things. In my head, if you remember the Chico's suit that I wore when I spoke at the YouTube event in June, that's kind of the look I was going for, and I found this suit on the Karen Millen website. They have the most beautiful things. Just go by the size chart. The shipping was super quick. They had it in petite sizing. I did not need to get anything altered. I felt like corporate Barbie in this outfit, and I do actually have a YouTube event coming up next month, and I'm thinking I might wear just the jacket with some cool jeans and the same top underneath. So we'll see. I'll be sharing that. The conference starts the first full day every year with everyone in the main, they call it the main stage, like in the big ballroom. All the attendees are there, and they usually kick it off with something kind of fun. This year, oh my gosh, they had the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders open. I was screaming like a little girl, like all of my little girl fantasies come true. I always want to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. I can barely dance, let alone. I know they look good on Netflix if you've watched the show. In person, they are not like us. I've never seen I've never seen bodies like that. I don't think I've ever seen a 6-pack in person. Or just, okay, I don't want to be gross, but like their bodies, they work hard. And then they move their bodies in ways that the rest of us cannot. And they're smiling and everything's. They were incredible. They were incredible, amazing hype crowd. Like, I would be so much more productive if the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders came in and danced in my bedroom before I had to get out of bed. I would be motivated to take on any day. That was incredible. And then they just had the main speakers, Amber Vensbach, who's the president and founder of LTK, gave kind of like a State of the Union address, almost like we're shareholders, and she's kind of let you know how things are going and what's going on in the creator economy. And then there was a roundtable discussion, like a panel, all very interesting. But then as I'm looking at my schedule, I'm realizing there are a couple things that didn't seem all that interesting to me. So I met up with my dear friend Tanya Foster, who I also met at my very first or second LTK conference, and we decided to be naughty and skip out and grab lunch at one of the hotel restaurants and catch up. So We talked shop for most of the lunch, so I feel like it was still like we were at the conference. It was just an intense one-on-one conversation. And then after lunch, I met one-on-one with my LTK rep, just kind of talked shop there. Then I attended a sort of private pull-out classroom session and we got a group pick. I don't know a lot of these people, so if you recognize any of them, you want to take a screenshot, zoom in, let me know who you recognize. I don't want to call out specifically who I know because I will then feel badly about not calling out everybody else. So I think almost all of them are mostly Instagrammers. Very, very successful, very interesting, very informative group of people. So really glad I got to be a part of that. And the co-founders of the company, Amber and Baxter, who happen to also be husband and wife, also came in and chatted with us. So that was very, very cool. Also gave me a little bit of time to hop into the brand suites. Now this is where brands can come. They can sign up to attend the conference, and I'm sure for a fee. And this looks like a typical convention. They set up booths in the brand hall, and then the influencers can walk around, introduce themselves, network, learn about opportunities to work with the brand or learn more about their products. So I didn't spend a lot of time in the brand hall this year. I already work with quite a few of those companies. I didn't want to take up their time. There are a lot of women there who, want to talk to them. I just did kind of like a quick sweep. I did pick things up, and as I use them and like them, I will be sharing them on Instagram and YouTube with you if I do. So stick around for all of that. So then that night was another party. This was a cocktail party hosted by one of the brands, Aritzia. Now I've heard of Aritzia. We even have one in our mall here finally. It's not a brand I really know a lot about, and if any of you are interested in sharing stuff from Aritzia, let me know. But they were hosting the cocktail hour that's open to all the attendees, and the theme for this one was frosted glam. So this is where I ended up buying something new. I found this dress on Nordstrom, but it's also at Macy's. I think it's at Dillard's. You can put from the brand, so I'll put the links below. It was perfect. It's a pale silver. It did require a strapless bra, and I will say I'm really glad I picked up that strapless bra that everyone raves about from the Nordstrom anniversary sale, because it's really good. I mean, it's not as comfortable as like I'm wearing one of my favorite Soma pull over your head kind of bras, but for a strapless bra, pretty impressed. It also did not budge. Not once during the evening did I feel like I had to hoist everything up. So that's pretty good for a strapless bra. After that, there was another private dinner. This one was hosted by Aritzia and co-hosted by LTK. And I think there were about 50 to 80 people, I think, invited to this dinner. And it was in a private dining room in that same restaurant area that I went to the night before. Same deal, 8 o'clock dinner reservations. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Dinner got served closer to 9. But it was really nice. I did know quite a few people there, so it was a little bit easier to strike up a conversation. But there was something different about this year's conference. I'm not saying that it's been difficult to meet people before, but this year the vibe was very chill and open and friendly. I mean, I'm really good about walking up to people I don't know, introducing myself and starting a conversation at these things, but everybody was doing it. And that's kind of unusual. Everyone was very friendly and chatty and just relaxed. I did get to sit next to someone who I know of, because I think we all know Merrick from Merrick's Art, and she was seated next to me at the dinner. And so it was a little surreal to be talking to someone that I see every day on my iPhone when I'm going through my Instagram feed, and here I am talking to her. I'm like, oh, it was amazing. And if you don't follow her, you should. Probably, she's amazing and so down to earth and so kind. And you would never in a million years know she's essentially running this huge company now. I mean, she's the face of it, but so helpful, shared so much. And the whole time I'm thinking, I can't ask her for a picture. I can't ask her for a picture. And then by the time we were both thinking we should get a picture, we were so wiped out and dead. So I have no proof that I actually met or spoke to Merrick, but she's amazing. If you're a fan of hers already, she's just an absolute sweetheart. So yet again, a very late night. I think I got up to the room like 11:30, 11:45, and then drag racing again until about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And now we are on to day 5, which is Tuesday, the last full day of the conference. And this is when, if you guys are still around this time next year and I get invited again, please remind me, Marnie, day 2, just wear jeans, cute sneakers, and a top. Just remember how your feet felt at this point. So what I did wear was this, I think it's a Zimmerman-inspired dress. Everyone, literally I walked down into the conference center and they were like, oh, is that the Amazon dress? I'm like, yes, it is. It's a linen, they say it's linen. I don't know, but I will tell you this, it's gotta be at least a linen blend. Did not wrinkle. I didn't even need to steam it. The details on that were incredible. I loved the pockets. I felt super comfortable. but kind of fashion, you know, like fashionable. It seems very fashion forward. This was kind of the same deal as the first full day. You start everyone in the main ballroom. You have like the main panel of speakers, and then you break out into different sessions. I went back to the brand hall, did another kind of run through to see if I had missed anything. I went to a class on how to analyze my data so I could present to you the stuff that you are more interested in, not necessarily always what I think you should be interested in. You're kind of guessing unless you really do a deep dive on the analytics. So hopefully what you're seeing after this video will be a lot more of the stuff that you are definitely the most interested in. And then after that, Macy's hosted a lunch, which was very sweet. And I ended up sitting with a bunch of home influencers again, and they were very, very kind. And again, just interesting to hear how people who are essentially doing very similar things do things differently. So a lot of talking shop and stuff like that. And then there were things in the afternoon I probably should have gone to, but I had hit the wall. And I've mentioned my friend Juan Kim. She actually lives in Dallas, but probably 40 minutes away. So she would go home at night, but during the day she was staying there. She's still nursing her daughter. So she had a key to my room. We went back to my room. She pumped. I kind of like laid there like a zombie. She had her glam squad come to my room. They did her hair and makeup. She did my hair. We filmed a reel I had to do for Nordstrom and a set of stories. And if you haven't seen that reel, she directed it. She's significantly younger than me. She kind of gets reels better than me. So that was a lot of fun. And then we drove over to the Symphony Hall for the LTK Creator Awards, walked the red carpet very briefly. I skipped the interview. I skipped a lot of the photos. I just wanted to sit down with my girlfriends and celebrate all these amazing creators and brands who do amazing things, and you get to see them, and their acceptance speeches were amazing. And I finally got to get reunited with Lisa and Kelly and Christina because we kind of been running in different circles the whole week. And then we snuck out of there and we went back to the hotel, changed in our pajamas, and had room service. And again, stayed up way too late. But it was totally worth it. And then day 6, that would be Wednesday morning, hit the road by, was it 7:30, 8 o'clock, wearing my absolute top 3 favorite travel outfits, no makeup. My hair's from the night before at that point. And as we were getting ready to leave, Michael's like, are you sure you don't want to put on any makeup? I mean, all week you've been about hair and makeup and all that, and now you're just rolling out. And I go, trust me, there is not a soul walking through that lobby that is going to have their hair and makeup done. And everybody fresh-faced, bare-faced, baseball hats on. It's fun. I'm not complaining. It is so much fun and it's so rewarding. Again, I loved the learning part and how things work and what the trends are going to be. I'm talking like financial and the economy and all those kinds of things, but you are on because the cameras are always rolling and there's videographers walking around and photographers. So the minute you leave your hotel room to the minute you get back to your room, not only are you engaging with people and soaking in information, you gotta be smiling, you gotta be camera ready. It is a lot and I love it and I look forward to it every single year. And I should have led with this because I'm sure most of you are not here anymore watching. I've lost my audience, but I could not go if it was not for all of you and your amazing support and trusting my recommendations enough to spend your own money and buy the things that I recommend. Because let's face it, you're taking a risk when you listen to me. You are putting your trust in me and you are literally voting with your dollars when you take my recommendations and click on those links and buy the things that I share with you here. So thank you so incredibly much for 14 plus years here on YouTube, almost that same amount of time with LTK. My life is so beyond what I could have ever possibly dreamed, and it's 100% because of all of you. So thank you so much. This has been so fun walking through it with you. I now need to scrub all this off and try to fix the fake tan. And I know a lot of you are gonna say, just skip the tan. I like the tan. I don't know why my neck won't hold a tan, whatever. It is what it is. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for making my dreams come. They weren't even my dreams. I didn't even know I could dream this big, but thank you for making my life absolutely so much more spectacular because you all are in it. And I'm gonna stop now. I'm getting very sappy because I'm super tired. So thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope you had fun reliving my Dallas trip. Stick around. We've got a Quince haul coming up. I'm gonna be in Vegas for the Amazon Creator Summit. I'll be sharing a lot of that on stories. And then the week after that, I'm gonna go to LA for a YouTube event. So lots of fun travel stuff, lots more outfits to come. That's enough talking. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.